Hello, viewers. Welcome back once again to your channel. In today's video, we shall be discussing the next scene of your Julius Caesar. Yes, today we shall be doing Act 1, Scene 3, and it goes without saying, you know, I am following the Oxford School Shakespeare, edited by Roma Gill, and I would also suggest you to follow the same. Alright, Act 1, Scene 2 had ended at the place where Cassius had been contemplating about how to manipulate Brutus. Okay, uh, we begin with Act 1, Scene 3. But before I begin, as I always say, if you find these videos helpful and interesting, do not forget to like the video and also, most importantly, subscribe to my channel. It shall keep me motivated. Alright, so let's get started. Act 1, Scene 3 takes place in Rome, a street. There is thunder and lightning, and enter from opposite sides of the stage Casca with his sword drawn and Cicero. Now, this is very interesting. Thunder and lightning. We will see in all of Shakespearean plays, whenever there is thunder and lightning, it is going to serve as a marker, or it is going to serve as a signal that something wrong is going to happen soon. All right. So, this scene also we see thunder and lightning happening. So, we know that something wrong is going to happen. The commotion in nature, the disturbance in nature is indicative of the disturbance that is going to take place in the human world. All right. Cicero says, "Good even, Casca. Brought you Caesar home? Why are you breathless and why stare so? Good evening, Casca. Did you bring Caesar home? Why are you out of your breath? And why do you look so strange?" Casca, "Are you not moved when all the sway of the earth shakes like a thing unformed? What? Are you not scared, Cicero? Look at the way the earth is swinging because of the storm, the heavy storm. And everything seems unfirm. Nothing is firm on the ground. Nothing can stand firm on the ground. The velocity of the wind is such. Oh, Cicero, I have seen tempests. Tempest means a storm at sea, violent storm at sea. I have seen tempest when the scolding winds have ribbed the knotty oaks, and I have seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam, to be exalted with the threatening clouds. So Casca says, Cicero, I have seen many wild tempest, a sea storm, when the scolding winds, when the howling winds, when the high velocity winds have ribbed the knotty oaks, have, you know, uprooted the oak trees. And I have seen the ambitious ocean swell, and I have seen high waves on the ocean, rage and foam, when there is a heavy storm, what happens is the waves also becomes higher. Okay, so he says, I have seen that, but never till tonight, never till now did I go through a tempest dropping fire. But never till date I have seen such a dangerous storm wherein there are as if fires dropping, fireballs dropping from the sky. Now, this is interesting. When the scolding winds have ripped the knotty oaks, scolding is done by human beings. And here the winds are said to be scolding, in other words, howling. So the figure of speech is personification. Very good, children. And also the ambitious ocean swell. A human being can be ambitious, no? So here again, the ocean is said to be ambitious. That is, trying to be very, very brave with its huge waves. So again, personification. So coming back to the speech of Casca. Either there is a civil strife in heaven, or else the world too saucy with the gods, incenses them to send destruction. So, what could be the possible cause of such a, scaring storm? Either there is a civil war in heaven, or else the world, people of the world have become so insolent, so bad that gods wish to send message on the earth through this destruction. Why? Saw you anything more wonderful? Cicero says, why are you getting so worried? What did you exactly see? What extraordinary did you see? A common slave, you know him well by sight, held up his left hand, which did flame and burn like 20 torches joined, and yet his hand, not sensible of fire, remained unscorched. So, what did Casca see? The first thing that Casca had seen, he says, that I saw a common slave, whom you also know, Cicero. What did he do? He had put up his left hand, and his left hand was burning in a manner as if when you light 20 torches, the flames go up. In the similar manner, his left hand was burning. But surprisingly, not a scratch was seen on his left hand. That is the first unusual sight Casca has seen. Secondly, I have not since put up my sword against the Capitol. I met a lion who glazed upon me and went surly by without annoying me. So what is the second scene he's seeing? Second thing, at the Capitol, he's seen there is a lion. And the lion walked out, looked at Casca without harming him, and went by simply, which is very unusual. And there were drawn upon a heap 100 ghastly women, transformed with their fear, whose sword they saw, men all in fire walk up and down the streets. It is the third scene. Third scene, they say there were so many women. So many women were telling, agreeing that they had seen men walk on the street bare feet with the, and they were walking where men all in fire walk up and down the street. Men were walking on the street without any shoes on, and the street had fire on them. That is the third thing. And yesterday the bird of night is owl, did sit even at noonday upon the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. So the fourth sight which he's seen is that the owl was sitting in the marketplace, hooting and shrieking even at 12 noon. So these are the four sights Casca has encountered, which makes him believe that the storm which is howling now outside is a sign of some negative attribute that is in the offering. Okay, what are the four sights? Number one, common slave's left hand burning like 20 torches without getting harmed. Second thing is of the lion coming out of the Capitol without harming Casca. Thirdly, women have reported men walk bare feet on the street of fire without getting injured. And fourthly, the bird, that is the owl, kept hooting and shrieking even at 12 noon. When these prodigies do so conjointly meet, when these unnatural events, prodigies are unnatural event, occur simultaneously, let not men say, for these are their reasons, they are natural, for I believe they are pretentious things unto the climate that they point upon. So, these are the reasons which I believe that something strange is in the offering. Indeed, it is a strange disposed time. Cicero says, indeed, we are living in troubled times. But men may construe things after their fashion, clean from the purpose of the things themselves. Comes Caesar to the Capitol tomorrow. Indeed, we are living in troubled time, but then you see, men often love to think anything that comes to their mind as figment of their imagination. In other words, people are in the habit of overthinking and imagining things. But tell me something, is Caesar coming to the capital tomorrow? So he's trying to change the topic of discussion. He doth, for he did bid Antonius send word to you he would be there tomorrow. Yes, he's definitely coming because he has said Antony to inform you that he's coming tomorrow. Good night then, Casca. This disturbed sky is not to walk in. This weather is not to be endured. Farewell, Cicero. At this time enters Cassius. Who's there? A Roman. Casca by your voice? It seems to be Casca by your voice. Your ear is good, Cassius. What night is this? Oh, you have a good hearing. You could understand me, you could recognize me by my voice. That means you have a good hearing. What a night this is. Because Casca is also aware of the problems that is there outside the storm. A very pleasing night to honest men. But Cassius, being a good orator, picks up on the word. He says, why, what's the problem with the night? It is a very good night to all the honest people. Whoever knew the heavens men and so? Who knew that the heavens would be so, destructive? Those that have known the earth so full of faults, for my part I have walked about the streets, submitting me unto the perilous night, and thus unrest, Casca, as you see, have barred my bosom to the thunderstone. And when the cross blue lightning seemed to ope the breast of heaven, I did present myself, even in the aim and very flash of it. So Cassius is a good manipulator. We have already seen that. And he is a good orator too. So what does he say? He says, why honest men do not feel the need to fear such foul weather. If you take my example, Cassius is saying, I have walked bare chest at night on in such weather on the street. And when there was lightning, I opened my jacket and laid my bare chest in front of that lightning. In other words, he's trying to say, I have been so honest in all my life that I do not fear such unnatural things. I can even challenge nature. So, from the very outset, he started manipulating Casca into believing that Cassius is an honest man. But wherefore did you much tempt the heavens? It is the part of men to fear and trembles when the most mighty gods by tokens send such dreadful heralds to astonish us. But why would you challenge the heavens? Because men generally are scared of such unnatural sights and unnatural deeds. And you see, when God, it is usually believed when nature behaves in such a strange manner, it is God's way of sending the message that something is wrong. You're dull, Casca, and those sparks of life that should be in a Roman you do want, or else you use not. What stupid talk are you talking, Casca? Where have your liveliness gone, Casca? Cassius is trying to make him seem very, very lively. Says, you're lacking the spirit. You were not like that. You were a good noble Roman. What happened to you? You look pale and gaze and put on fear and cast yourself in wonder to see the strange impatience of the heaven. But if you would consider the true cause why all these fires, why all this gliding ghost is your alliteration, why birds and bees from quality and kind, why old men, fools, and children calculate, while all these things change from their ordinance, their natures, and preformed faculties to monstrous qualities, why you shall find that heaven hath infused them with these spirits to make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. So Cassius says, why do you look so pale and gaze and put on fear? If you logically think, then you would see that these instruments of, these agents of, beasts and birds and all these things which seem so unnatural in front of you are only there to scare us. Why should you be scared of all such things? Now could I, Casca, name to thee a man, most like this dreadful man. I could name you, Casca, a person who is as dangerous as this night is, that thunders, lightnings, opens graves and roars, as doth the lion in the capital. A man no mightier than thyself or me in personal action, yes, prodigious grown, and fearful as the strange eruptions are. So I could name a person who is as dangerous as this night, and someone who is like the thunder and lightning opens the grave and make the dead men walk alive. In a similar way, that man is. He is no greater than you or me, but he is someone who is always considered greater than the others. So whom is he talking about? Of course, he's talking about Caesar. Casca, it's Caesar that you mean? Is it not Cassius? Cassius, let it be who it is, for Romans now have thews and limbs like to their ancestors. I do not wish to name anyone, Cassius says. He's a good orator and a manipulator. So he says, I do not wish to name anyone, because what I have understood is, unlike our ancestors, Romans have lost their muscular strength. But oh, the while our fathers' minds are dead, and we are governed with our mother spirits. We are no longer manly, we've become womanly. We are governed by the spirits of our mother, womanliness. And our yoke and suffering show us womanly. And therefore we have become womanly. We are no longer masculine enough. In other words, he's trying to incite the feelings of Casca. Casca. Indeed, they say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king, and he shall wear his crown by sea and land in every place save here in Italy. So, this is an information which Cassius gives. He says the Romans are going to rather proclaim Caesar as their king. He will be the king in entire Rome, apart from Italy, because people of Italy has resisted Caesar. Okay, so he will not be accepted as the king in Italy. Cassius, I know where I will wed this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. Therein, ye gods, you make the weak more strong. Therein, ye gods, you tyrants to defeat. Nor stony tower, nor walls of beaten brass, nor airless dungeon, nor strong links of iron can be retentive to the strength of spirit. But life, being weary of these worldly bars, never lacks power to dismiss itself. If I know this, know all the world besides, that part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shake off at pleasure. So, again, there is thunder I heard. So, Cassius is going to free himself from bondage, but others are not going to, will not be able to do that. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity. If you're saying that Cassius will free himself from captivity, then every Roman can do that, no? Casca is asking. And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor man, I know he would be not a wolf, but he sees that the Romans are but shit. So I know too well that Caesar cannot be a wolf, but Caesar considers all the Romans as sheep, as meek as sheep, in other words. He were no lion, were not Romans hind, those that with haste will make a mighty fire begin with begin it with weak straws. What trash is Rome, what rubbish, and what offal when it serves for the base matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar. So why should Romans give him such an importance? But oh grief, where hast thou led me? Where have you led me, grief? I perhaps speak this before a willing bondman. In other words, he's calling Casca a willing bondman. And then I know my answer must be made. But I am armed and dangers are to me indifferent. But then I have made up my mind that I wish to free myself from the bondages of Caesar, and I am not going to change my mind. He, through his powerful oratory, through his very chosen vocabulary he's trying to manipulate Casca into believing that he is the best. Casca, you speak to Casca and not and to such a man that is no fleering telltale. You're talking to Casca, not just any other individual. I'm an honest man and you can tell me. Hold my hand, be factious for redress of all these grips, and I will set this foot of mine as far as who go furthest. So give me your hand, in other words, give me your words, and tell me what is going on in your mind, and you will see how far I can go, to the extent I can travel to for truth and honesty. There's a bargain made. Now you know, Casca, I have moved already some certain of the noblest minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous consequence. I have already spoken to few Romans, and I have already disclosed a plan to them, an enterprise that is very, very dangerous. And I do know by this they stay for me in Pompey's porch. They are waiting for me near the statue of Pompey. For now, this fearful night, there is no stir or walking in the street because the night today is very strange and there's no people out on the street. So I would be going and meeting them on the desolate street. And the complexion of the element in favors like the work we have in hand, most bloody fury and most terrible. So we are going to which is discuss something which is extremely bloody and scary affair. In other words, they are trying to discuss the murder plan of Caesar. At this point of time enters Cinna. Cinna. Casca, stand close a while, for here comes one in haste. Someone is coming in a lot of hurry. It's Cinna. I do know him by his gait, by his mannerism. He's a friend, Cinna. Where haste you so? Where are you going in such a hurry? To find out you. Who's that, Metallicimber? No, it's Casca, one incorporate to our attempts. No, that's not Metallicimber, but it's Casca who is willing to be a part of our plan. Am I not state for Cinna? Kish, I'm glad on it. What a fearful night is it? It's a very scary night. There is two or three of us have seen strange sights. Few of us have seen strange sights. Am I not state for? Tell me. Cassius says, should I wait or should I not wait? Cinna, yes, you are. Oh, please stay back. Oh, Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party. That's the plan. Says we have to get Brutus into our plan of action because Brutus is a Roman who is extremely honorable. People of Rome usually revere him, usually respect him. So if we can get Brutus in our plan, in our team, people will not doubt us. Otherwise, people are going to extremely be angry for murdering Caesar. So if we can get Brutus in our team, people will believe that since Brutus is there, he cannot do any wrong. Cassius, be you content, good Cinna. Take this paper and look you lay in the praetor's chair. Praetor is the magistrate. Where Brutus may but find it, and throw him at his window, set this up with wax upon old Brutus's statue. All this done, repair to Pompey's porch, where you shall find us. Is Decius, Brutus, and Trebonus here? So Cassius is giving out instructions to Cinna. What? That you take this piece of paper and go to the magistrate's office. When Brutus comes to the magistrate's office, he'll get this paper. And meanwhile, you go to Pompey's porch and wait there. Decius, Brutus, and Trebonus are also meeting you there. Cinna, all but Metallicimber, and he's gone to seek you at your house. Everyone is going to come there, but Metallicimber is not, because Metallicimber has gone to look for you at your house. Well, I will hie and so bestow these papers you best. Okay, so I'll leave and I'll take this paper to the magistrate's office as you have instructed me. That done, repair to Pompey's theatre. That done, please meet in front of Pompey's statue. And Cinna exits. Come, Casca, you and I will yet day see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of him is ours already. Most of him is already on our side because whatever manipulation needed to be done, I have already done it. So he's 90%, he's ours. And the man entire upon the next encounter is him ours. And next morning when we meet him, we are surely going to get him on our side. So Cassius is very confident of the power of his tongue. Casca. Oh, he sits high in all people's hearts, and that which would appear offense in us. His countenance, like richest alchemy, will change to virtue and to worthiness. People love him immensely and respect him. Once he is on our side, people will also not find fault with us. Him and his worth and our great need of him. You have right well considered. You have very well understood his worth, Brutus's worth. Let us go, for it is after midnight, and before day we will wake him and be sure him. So tomorrow, first thing what we are going to do is we are going to meet Brutus and take him on our side. The scene ends there. We'll come back soon to Act 2, Scene 1 and see what is happening. Till then, stay tuned. And if you have watched this video till here and you feel that this explanation is going to help you score marks in your exam, please do not forget to give me a like and subscribe to this channel. It will keep me motivated. See you soon in the next video. Until then, goodbye and take care.